Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for February. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Capricorn. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Please keep in mind the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Capricorn, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Capricorn? Wow, your energy flew out. You're starting out with the Eight of Wands. You have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So with the Eight of Wands, that could be travel, but it more or less seems like it's communication. Very quick, very fast communication designed to create change. Ten of Pentacles, it could be about money or finances, or this could be communication with a family member or somebody you're in a long-term connection with. So it's like you communicate what you need to say, and then you go silent with the Four of Swords. It's like then you kind of pull back, you withdraw, you take a break, you rest. I do see you surrounded by close friends or family. I see you thinking about things from a long-term perspective, but it's this rapid back and forth communication and then pulling back and resting. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who's in Capricorn's energy. Could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer sign. Scorpio is very strong. We have the Tower in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is somebody who has kind of pulled back emotionally after a Tower moment. They want to rebuild things. They want to bring balance to the situation. They are very guarded emotionally. But at the same time, this person can be very generous as well. So I do feel like something happened here. It caused this person emotional distress. They pulled back, and now they want to bring balance in. So let's see the energy between Capricorn and this person. Five of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. That's a good card to have here. So I do feel like you both have learned a lesson from whatever this is. I feel like you'll be the one initiating communication here. And this is basically turning around and saying, wait, you know, there's still love here. There's still emotions here. We can learn from the things of the past. There was sadness for both of you. This person wants to rebuild this, but they want to rebuild it on a solid foundation. It's like a second chance type of card here. And that's what the communication is about. Now, you could live at a distance from this person, and that could include travel, but it does look more like communication. So let's see what's affecting the connection. The Two of Cups. This is a soulmate you're dealing with. This is a second chance type of energy. And it's highly supported by close friends or family. Now, this person will be a little bit guarded, but I do feel like what's affecting the connection is that the two of you get on the same page. It's a second chance energy. Let me see. Spirit, wait. Show me the outcome for Capricorn. Could be dealing with a Gemini. The Fool. Very strong Pisces energy. It's a new beginning. Like I said, it's a second chance. This reading is just so clear, and I do feel like there's a new beginning happening here, a second chance. Bottom of the deck is the Star. That's underlying energy, Aquarius energy, but as an underlying energy, it indicates healing. It indicates hope. There's change that's happening, likely in the spring time frame, but not necessarily so. It's bringing back hope and healing into this situation. So let's clarify. Spirit wants the Eight of Wands here for Capricorn. All right, so we have the King of Wands reversed, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So what's going to be discussed? Well, there's this energy where you may have been feeling like you didn't want to do anything. You were taking no action towards this connection. Some of you could have been dating or going out. So a lot of that, and there could have been some third party energy. There's a lot being discussed here. But there's also slow and steady forward movement towards a reconciliation, towards a second chance. So why is the Ten of Pentacles here? And this person is open to doing that. They're open to rebuilding this connection. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Queen of Wands and the Eight of Cups. You may have walked away from this connection. If so, it was a long-term connection, and you may have moved towards this Queen of Wands, which sometimes can be a third party in the situation. Yeah, but I feel like you're slowly moving back. There's like a second chance at this connection. If that is not your situation, I do see you having a glow up here regardless. I see you in this energy where you're highly attractive. People genuinely enjoy being around you, Capricorn. There's a sense of leadership here. There's a sense of entrepreneurship for some of you that's going to build long-term wealth. I also see you in this energy of a glow up, like, you know, very charismatic energy. You are going to be taking action towards this person, though. I definitely see this. And this is somebody it looks like you walked away from at some point. Let me see why the Four of Swords is here. The High Priestess in reverse. And the Seven of Wands reverse. So you don't want to talk about whatever came out, whatever was revealed. It's like you're going to say what needs to be said, and then you don't want to discuss it ever again, because you're trying to avoid arguments. You're trying to avoid feeling powerless in the situation. So it's like, it's this energy of, all right, I'm going to take the action to bring this back together. I'm going to do what needs to be done. We're going to slowly move this to a more solid state. You've been slowly coming towards a, you know, reconciliation type of energy, getting on the same page, a second chance, this new beginning. But once you discuss it here, this big conversation, you're done with it. You do not want to talk about it anymore, because to do so would just bring in more conflict and more problems. And so you're basically saying, we're going to talk about it once. We're going to have, you know, everything's going to be said, and then we're done. Now let's look at their energy. Why is the Tower in reverse for the person in Capricorn's energy? The Devil reversed and the Nine of Cups. This person is saying, you are my wish fulfillment. I do want to rebuild this. However, you caused me to be very sad. And I'm holding you responsible. I'm holding you accountable. And I don't want to deal with that toxic energy ever again. If we rebuild this connection, it has to be built on a solid foundation, not on any kind of toxic energy. So let me see why the Queen of Cups is here. You could be dealing with another Capricorn. The Moon in reverse, and the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is in your energy. There's a little bit of mirroring that's going on here. Again, so you're going to reveal what it is that you want to reveal. You're going to open up. You're going to say, this is why I did what I did. This is, you know, we're going to talk about it this one time. This person is going to kind of put a little bit of a wall up, because they realize that then you don't want to discuss it again. They realize that it's done, you know, that it's going to be discussed once. So I don't know if this is somebody who tries to bring things up over and over to try to control the relationship. But they do kind of, I'm seeing them put a little bit of a wall up, because they feel some kind of way that you reveal this information, but then you shut down and don't want to discuss it again. So with the Moon here in reverse, this is also somebody who is learning things. about, you know, why you walked away, why you did the things you did. And I feel like with the Four of Swords, they're going to take the information back and they're going to ponder it. They're going to think about it. And I do think that they might get a little icy. They might get a little cold once they realize, you know, everything that was done. You could also be revealing something that a family member said, or, you know, that could also cause them to kind of close off a little bit. So I'd be very careful about how I word things, because this person does have a tendency to kind of close their heart, you know, and go silent. Let's see the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like this conversation is going to be a little difficult for them. Show me the Six of Pentacles. All right, we have the Strength card in reverse, and we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, they're trying to find the courage to open their heart again. They are. This person, I do feel like they love deeply, and when they get hurt deeply as well. So this is somebody who does need to work on themselves. They need to, you know, do that in order to bring more balance into their lives. But I do feel like they do love you. They definitely do love you. But they have built a bit of a wall. They will accept your offer of love, though. But they have a fear in their heart at this point. Yeah, they do. So let's see the energy between the two of you. Why is the Five of Cups in reverse between Capricorn and this person? I see Leo energy here, Cancer energy, possibly even another Capricorn. Why is the Five of Cups in reverse between Capricorn and this person? Yeah, there it is. Judgment. That's that reconciliation. It's a second chance. And then we have the Hermit. So this person's going to go back. They're going to think about it. They're going to think about whether or not, you know, they can do this. They've been soul searching. They've been silent. They've definitely been silent. So I do feel like it will be you reaching out to them. And I do feel like you are slowly moving towards a reconciliation. It's a second chance type of energy. Let me see the Two of Cups. Virgo energy here, by the way. Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So this person feels like there was someone new that came into your energy that you were very attracted to, that you had this, you know, sexual connection with, and that's why you walked away from them. It does look like that. That's what I'm seeing here. This is somebody, yeah, it looks like you walked away from this person, Capricorn, that you were in a long-term connection with, to move towards someone new. Yeah, and you actually had some feelings there. The person in your energy, this is what caused them also to kind of close down emotionally. So I do see you revealing everything. And like I said, it's that energy of I've said everything I need to say. We're not going to discuss it again. There's an apology you're making to this person, it looks like, as well. And I do see a passionate new beginning. I see you, you know, having a physical new beginning, but you do have feelings for this person. You do have love for this person. And I see that the two of you will come together physically. And I do feel that that's going to spark your interest again in this person and them in you. Yeah, they're going to realize that they have feelings still for you, and you realize you still have feelings for them. So let me see your outcome, because we see this taking a risk, having a new beginning. Show me the outcome for Capricorn. Show me the ending for Capricorn, the outcome. All right, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Sun, and we have the King of Swords. So I do see this new beginning. I see the conflicts ending. I feel like, again, you're going to avoid any kind of fights or any kind of conflict with this person, because you just want to be happy. And I do see both of you being happy. It's like the two of you come together and you reveal everything to them. they're a little sad by that. They kind of pull back a little bit, but then, you know, there's this secondary approach here, and like there's a bonding that happens between the two of you. And so we see the two of you on the same page, a new beginning, you know, and happiness. And the happiness is coming about because you don't feel any guilt. You've been very direct. You've been very honest. You're taking a risk. You just don't want to go back into the past. Now, this person is going to accept your offer of love, but there's fear in their energy. So they have this, well, I'm going to accept Capricorn's offer of love. I'm happy. We're going to have this new beginning, but I'm going to wait and see what happens. Because it's almost like they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They have like some reserve with their heart. They've got that wall around their heart. So while they are happy, and I do see this new beginning, I see you being very direct, very clear, and very honest, they're a little part of their heart is seated in fear. So they're going to kind of wait and see, you know, what's going to happen. Are you going to bring the balance to the connection, you know, or not? They're in a wait and see kind of energy, but they are happy, and I do see a brand new beginning. Look at that. Bottom of the deck is a Queen of Cups in the reverse. So this person, they're going to be a little bit reserved with regard to their heart. You won't notice it likely in the very beginning because you're more concerned with not having to dredge up the past and this new beginning. But I'm telling you, this person is waiting for the other shoe to drop. So just heads up to you. All right, let's pull you an oracle card, Capricorn, and see if there's any further messages. All right, Capricorn, you have details, number 43. Now, it did come up in the reverse, and this particular deck, we do read reversals. So this it's talking about the most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest of details. Pay attention. So in the reverse, it says, heed the gentle warning that perfectionism will not lead you to what you desire, but instead will steer you away from it. Nothing will be good enough when you become obsessed with being perfect. No one can ever measure up to your scrutiny, and nothing that you can ever do will assuage that general feeling of not being up to par. You're already perfect, just as you are. Reversed, the details card challenges you to accept things as they are in all their imperfections, to step into the world and engage it without any expectations. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. All right. I hope that's been helpful for you, Capricorn. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video too if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Capricorn, know that you are loved, and namaste.